Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the second video in my latest mini series, which is all about washi tape. So here I'm going to show you one of the things that you can do with washi, and that is to use it to cover up an embellishment. So I have some wood hearts here, and I'm going to use my washi to cover them up. I found this idea through Pinterest, and I'm going to make sure to link the description to link it in the description box below. Actually, I have not a playlist, but a Pinterest board full of washi tape ideas or inspiration, and that's what you're going to see in the link in the description box below. So I decided I would go with gold, and then I'm going to add pink. Now this specific washi that I have was already in that transparency paper or transparency piece that I have cut, and I wrapped some washi there. However, when I was trying to pull the washi, it just wouldn't pull out. One of the things that I've noticed as I was creating these videos was that because I don't use my washi often, that some of them have been sticking onto itself, like when it's in a roll or like this kind of storage, that when I try to peel them, it's just hard for me to peel because the kind of low tack characteristic of the tape it's not there anymore. It's pretty stuck to each other. So that's one of the things that I've noticed, and I've even asked my friends if that's just me, or is that, I mean, I don't think it's the place where I live, because I'm not in a humid climate. I'm in a dry climate, so I figured that it wouldn't be where I store them. But when I was talking to my friends, they said that their washi that happens to them as well, and so I figured that it's just that when you're not using washi often enough that it will stick together. So that's what I basically did, was I put half gold onto the to the heart wood, and then half with a pink washi. I trimmed it with some X-Acto knife, and then I just kind of turn the leftover washi onto the edge, onto the side of the heart. Now I'm going to tell you right off the bat that it wasn't working well for me. I still used it, I still stuck it on my paper, but for some reason that washi was, especially the ones on the side, wasn't staying put where it's supposed to be. It was lifting, and so I kept on having to turn it onto the edge or to the back side of the heart, and I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if I should have maybe sanded the sides of the wood heart first before I adhered the washi, or I should have treated it something differently. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have just trimmed the washi all the way to the edge of it, so that I wouldn't have that issue. But the problem is I wanted to cover even the sides of the wood heart, and we know that that's not flat. It's, you know, it has some thickness to it, but it is what it is. I feel like you know, I'm just trying out some new ways of using my washi, and if it doesn't work, we'll just have to move on to the next thing. Now I have 4 photos here. There 3 of them are 3x4, and then this other one is about maybe like a 4 by say 2 3/4, or maybe 2 1/2. The reason why I wanted that bigger was because if I would have just added, it was a picture that was taken with my phone, and if I just added it, the sides of the image would be cut off. So I made sure that the image on the sides won't be cut off, but then that means that it would be a smaller length of a picture. Okay, so there you can see that my washi again is ripping, and it's just not very stable anymore. And again, I don't think it's because of the place where I store them. I think it's just because they're old. I don't get to use them often as I should, and so they're just sticking to each other, and it's just harder to peel that off. So another thing that I wanted to do with this layout was I wanted to create a border with washi. This is another easy way for you to use up a lot more washi than you probably normally use, and also to create some more color on a white blank cardstock. I did cut that cardstock a little smaller than 12 by 12 so I can have a pink cardstock peeking in the back of it, and that pink cardstock has been gutted in the center so I can use the pink in another layout, but the cardstock on the edges of it, or the shape of it, is still full 12 by 12. Again, I am struggling with this specific washi. And here's another thing. I don't think, as far as like the quality of washi, I don't think it matters where you buy it, because this particular one, I bought it at Daiso. It's a Japanese store that I frequent to when I'm in California. Now, I don't know if it's because it's a Daiso and it was only like $1.50 that it's considered cheap brand, but I had the same issue with another washi that I was using for, I think, layout number 3 or layout number 4, but that one was from Doodlebug. So again, I don't think it's the quality of the washi that I'm using. I think it's just that is kind of the nature of washi, is that if you don't use it enough, that you will have some issues with it. And so let me know if you've had that issue, if you found a way to be able to cope with that issue. Let me know, because I do love using my washi. I guess this is a good thing for me that I'm doing this, because then it will remind me to use up some of the things, and then if they're really not working, if they're not sticking anymore, then it's just time to throw it away. There's no use in keeping it in my stash if there's no use for it. Okay, so here I wanted to create my banners, and I know that I have a wide washi that will work well. I believe this one is, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 1.25 inches width, and so I'm going to use that. And again, like with the trick that I've been telling you about that I learned from my friend Vanessa, you put your washi on top of a white cardstock because it gives it a stronger foundation, so you can treat it as a pattern paper, but then also you can do whatever you want with it, and it's not going to, you know, the stickiness of it won't affect you as you, how do I say it, manhandle it. And so that's what I'm doing here. I just grabbed a piece of scrap white cardstock, and then I'm putting the washi tape on top of that. And because it's white, that it's not going to affect the color or the patterns that you have on your existing washi. So again, I wanted to create some banners as part of my title. I wanted to do that on the top, and these wide washi tapes worked well with that. I believe I needed 7, so I have to create a couple more. And so I believe the width of my washi is 1.25, and then the length of it is 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why it's a little longer. It's not a full square, and that's the look that I'm going for. So again, I'm just adding some more of this washi here, and then I'm going to trim it. So all you see is the washi part, not the extra cardstock. And then I'm going to cut that in 1.5 inch lengths. And then I will cut the ends of it into a notch just so that it will look the banner part that I wanted it to have. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about the photos. So these photos are of my kids with their cousins. My sister lives in Virginia and we live in Colorado, so we're pretty far from each other. But in 2018, they went and visited us over here, and so of course we took them to all the touristy spots. But one of my favorite things about their visit was because the cousins were able to bond with each other. We have the same number of kids. So between her and I, there's 6 kids all in all. And so my 2 older kids are about the same age as her 2 older kids. And then she has at this point, I think my youngest nephew was, I want to say 9 or 10. And then of course my son was only 4. But because of the numbers, because of the somewhat evenness of the genders and the numbers of our kids, that we were able to that the kids were able to have fun with their cousins. And so I wanted to kind of document cousin love, and that's actually going to be my title for this page. And so yeah, I want to document that, and I used some pictures. These are just random pictures from their trip over here. I have documented most of the things that we did, like the activities, the places that we've been to. So these are just kind of extras, and the focus of this layout is, of course, the relationship. So that's the beauty of scrapbooking, is you can scrapbook an activity, and then if you have some extras of that and then you wanted to document people or relationships, then you can pull out those extra photos as well. So no photos are unused or unloved. And so I'm just spelling out some cousin, and at first I was thinking of cousins, but then I felt like if I just do cousin and then that one banner would work for love, that will work. So that's what I'm doing here, and so I'm adding that. I did punch tiny holes on the sides, top sides of the banners, so that I can thread some twine with that. And I'm just kind of working. I'm in my zone, and so I'm going to, jump from making the title to creating the journaling to adding the photos. And so I'm just kind of jumping from one point to another. I happen to do this especially when I'm not totally committed with something. The banners, I kind of know how it's going to go, but I wasn't sure which thread I'm going to use, if I'm going to pop that up. And I can't quite remember if I did pop that up. It's been a while since I created this video, but that's going to stay up there. That's where it's going to live. And then I will add some more of the hearts, wood hearts that I created, and then I'm going to add that in different spots of the layout as well. And I'm using some glue dots, some advanced strength, I think that's what it's called, glue dots for the wood, just because I felt like it needed as much hold as it can to stay put on the washi surface. And then now I'm just kind of going through my twines over here. I have a little basket that's full of this the white and whatever color it is twine, and then I have another little basket that has just solid color twine. So I'm going to go with this pink because it seems like pink is my color scheme for this particular layout. And then so I'm adding that, and I did add some fun foam to each of the banner pieces. And what I did was I added that S first because I wanted that centered, and then I'm going to add the other ones, kind of moving them on a semicircle kind of design, so that it would look like an actual banner that is on top of either a wall or a mantle or something like that. And because I threaded the string through all of the banners, it was easy for me to move around the pieces because they were tied or fastened shut. Just moving things around. Those letter stickers are chipboard, and they are just stickers, chipboard. And then now I decided that I wanted to work more with the banners a little bit more, and so I'm going to kind of pretend that they're being held by some kind of a nail or something. And so I'm going to use my brads for that. I'm going to grab 2 pink brads, and they're the bigger size ones because I felt like if I wrap the twine around the bigger one, it will hold more versus if I do the smaller one. So I'm going with that, and I just wrap that a few times, maybe 3 or 4 times, just to kind of give it that look that it's hanging off of something and it's being secured by that brad. So that is my title. And then now, since I have my title, my journaling and everything, now it's time to play. So I have a few more of those hearts that I created, and I did create two two of each of the designs. So if I have the pink dot, I created that in the big heart and then one in the smaller heart. And then I'm just kind of using them or putting two hearts that does not have the same pink pattern on them, if that makes any sense, together, just so that it will have a little bit of, you know, difference. So I'm just kind of working. I don't know where I was going to. I didn't have an immediate plan for where I'm sticking all these hearts, but I'm just kind of playing around. And I decided that I kind of wanted to do a visual triangle with them. So one, of course, is going to be part of my title on the top right, and then one on the bottom right, and then one on the kind of center left of the layout. And here's what I was telling you about, how it just keeps on lifting up on the sides, and I have to keep on pushing it on onto the sides of it. And it got a little bit annoying, and I even had to do it after I've done taking pictures of this layout. But you know, I like the effect, and I think that at the end of it, when it's all put in my sheet protector and in my album, I'm not even going to worry that it's peeling off. It's just going to be the way it is. Now, I did pull out some embellishments for this. I'm going to start off with some stickers. These are from a family line from Simple Stories. And of course, because we are talking about cousins, that family products worked best, and so I'm just going to use that. I did have some tabs that I thought would work, and then I'm just pulling out some word strip stickers that would work well with the photos. And so that's basically what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to address kind of an open or empty space on the top of that photo of the little not pool, but the little water there. I just felt like there was that empty space on the top, and so I'm going to address that by adding just a few more stickers, and I will add them, some of them with just fun foam and whatnot. But that's basically my layout. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out the close-up pictures at the end of this video, and I will catch you guys another day. Bye.